Welcome to Constitutional Law Crash Course. Today we're delving into judicial review and its importance in the legal system. Let's begin. In this course on constitutional law, we will cover the basics of judicial review, key concepts, and the significance of this important legal principle. By the end, you'll have a solid understanding of how the Constitution shapes our legal system. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Introduction to Constitutional Law. In this chapter, we will delve into the fundamental principles and rules that shape a country's legal system, with a focus on interpreting and applying the Constitution as the bedrock of all laws and government actions. Let's explore the cornerstone of our legal framework together. The Constitution outlines the framework for the government in the United States, detailing the structure and powers of the three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. It also guarantees the rights and freedoms of American citizens, such as freedom of speech and religion, which are protected and cannot be violated by the government. Additionally, the Constitution sets limits on the authority of lawmakers, judges, and government officials, ensuring a system of checks and balances to prevent any branch from becoming too powerful. For example, the power of judicial review allows the Supreme Court to declare laws unconstitutional if they go against the Constitution. Overall, the Constitution plays a vital role in shaping the government and society, safeguarding individual rights and keeping the government in check. The Constitution is essential for safeguarding individual rights like freedom of speech, the right to a fair trial, and the right to vote. It also establishes the separation of powers among the branches of government to prevent any one branch from becoming too powerful. This separation allows each branch to check the powers of the others, with the legislative branch making laws, the executive branch enforcing them, and the judicial branch interpreting them. Additionally, the Constitution limits the government's authority through checks and balances, ensuring that no branch can dominate the others. For example, the President can veto legislation, but Congress can override the veto with a two-thirds majority vote. This system of checks and balances helps protect against tyranny and maintains a balance of power within the government. Judicial review is a cornerstone of constitutional law, empowering the judiciary to assess the constitutionality of laws and government actions. It acts as a vital mechanism to ensure that the branches of government adhere to the principles outlined in the Constitution. In the context of judicial review, it is essential to understand how this concept empowers the judiciary and serves as a crucial check on the other branches of government. Judicial review allows the courts to assess the constitutionality of laws and government actions, ensuring they align with the principles of the Constitution. For example, in Marbury v. Madison, the Supreme Court established its authority to invalidate unconstitutional laws, highlighting the judiciary's role as a guardian of the Constitution. Additionally, judicial review acts as a mechanism for maintaining the balance of power among branches of government by holding them accountable for their actions. The case of Brown v. Board of Education exemplifies how the judiciary can challenge and rectify unconstitutional government actions, emphasizing the importance of an independent judiciary in upholding democracy and the rule of law. In Marbury v. Madison, the Supreme Court established the principle of judicial review, allowing the court to review and invalidate unconstitutional laws. This case solidified the court's role as the ultimate interpreter of the Constitution, ensuring that the government operates within the limits set by the founding document. Brown v. Board of Education is another significant example of judicial review in action, where the court used its power to strike down segregation in public schools. By declaring separate educational facilities for Black and white students as inherently unequal, this decision not only ended legal segregation, but also paved the way for the civil rights movement to challenge other forms of discrimination. These examples highlight the crucial role of judicial review in upholding the principles of the Constitution, holding laws and government actions accountable to protect individual rights and liberties. The Supreme Court as the highest court in the United States, plays a crucial role in interpreting the Constitution and shaping the laws of the country. Its decisions have a lasting impact on the legal landscape, setting important precedents for future cases. In this slide, we delve deeper into economic liberties and their significance. The freedom to own property is crucial as it allows individuals to make decisions about their assets, such as owning a home or business. Entering into contracts is also essential for conducting business and ensuring enforceable agreements. Moreover, having the freedom to pursue economic opportunities without unreasonable restrictions fosters innovation and entrepreneurship. These economic liberties empower individuals to participate in the economy freely and responsibly, shaping the economic landscape and creating a conducive environment for economic prosperity and individual success. Marbury v. Madison established the principle of judicial review, giving the Supreme Court the power to review and potentially invalidate laws or actions that are unconstitutional. This case solidified the court's role as the ultimate interpreter of the Constitution. Brown v. Board of Education desegregated public schools by ruling that segregation was unconstitutional, overturning the separate but equal doctrine. This decision was a significant victory for the civil rights movement and highlighted the court's ability to shape social policy and promote equality. Roe v. Wade legalized abortion by recognizing a woman's right to choose under the constitutional right to privacy. This case continues to spark debate in society and showcases the court's role in addressing complex social issues through constitutional interpretation. Welcome to the Introduction to Contemporary Issues in Constitutional Law. Here's the table of contents for our constitutional law crash course. The division of powers among the legislative, executive, and judicial branches is a key aspect of the separation of powers. Each branch has its own distinct responsibilities and functions, which helps maintain a system of checks and balances. For example, the legislative branch is responsible for making laws, the executive branch is in charge of enforcing laws, and the judicial branch interprets laws and ensures their constitutionality. This division of powers prevents any one branch from dominating the others. In practice, the separation of powers can be seen in action through the system of checks and balances. For instance, the president can veto legislation passed by Congress, but Congress can override the veto with a 2/3 majority vote. This interplay between branches helps prevent any one branch from becoming too powerful. Overall, the separation of powers is a fundamental principle in constitutional law that helps maintain a system of government where power is distributed and balanced among different branches. In this slide, we delve deeper into the examples of the separation of powers in the United States government. The legislative branch, which is Congress, is responsible for making laws. This includes introducing, debating, and voting on legislation like the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Moving on to the executive branch, led by the president, their role is to enforce and implement the laws passed by Congress. This involves issuing executive orders, appointing federal officials, and overseeing the military as the commander-in-chief. An illustration of this is when the president signs a bill into law. Lastly, we have the judicial branch, embodied by the Supreme Court, which interprets laws. The court holds the power of judicial review, allowing it to assess the constitutionality of laws and government actions. A prime example of this authority is seen in the case of Marbury v. Madison, where the Supreme Court declared an act of Congress unconstitutional, establishing the principle of judicial review. These examples showcase how the separation of powers functions in practice within the U.S. government. In our system of government, each branch has the power to check and balance the powers of the other branches. For instance, the president can veto legislation passed by Congress, preventing laws that are not in the country's best interest. Congress can impeach the president or other high-ranking officials, holding the executive branch accountable. The Supreme Court can declare laws or actions unconstitutional, ensuring that all branches adhere to the Constitution. These examples show how each branch can prevent any one branch from becoming too powerful. maintaining a balance of power and upholding the principles of our Constitution. Federalism is a key concept in constitutional law that establishes a system of government where power is shared between the national government and state governments. This division of power helps ensure a balance of authority and prevents any level of government from becoming too dominant. Federalism plays a crucial role in maintaining a balance of power between the national government and state governments. This division of power prevents any one level of government from becoming too dominant, ensuring that no tyranny can take hold. By allowing for a distribution of authority, federalism promotes cooperation between different levels of government. In the United States, this system enables states to have their own laws and regulations while still being subject to federal laws. This balance is evident in various aspects of governance, such as education, healthcare, and law enforcement. For instance, education policies are often determined at the state level, while healthcare policies may be set at the federal level. This flexibility and diversity in governance cater to the specific needs of different regions and populations, highlighting the importance of federalism in our constitutional framework. States have the authority to create their own laws on various issues such as education, healthcare, and criminal justice. This allows each state to customize its laws to best fit the needs and preferences of its residents. However, despite this autonomy, states are still required to follow federal laws and regulations. Federal laws like the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Affordable Care Act apply to all states, ensuring consistency across the country. This balance between state and federal authority is a key aspect of federalism, preventing any one level of government from becoming too dominant. It also allows for experimentation and diversity in policymaking, as states can test new ideas that may later be adopted at the federal level if successful. All right, class, in our summary slide, we will quickly go over the main points we covered in this chapter on constitutional law and judicial review. We'll touch on the importance of the Constitution, the role of judicial review, the functions of the Supreme Court, the principles of separation of powers, and the concept of federalism. Let's wrap up our discussion with a recap of these key concepts. In this chapter, we delved into the basics of constitutional law and judicial review. We discussed the significance of the Constitution, judicial review, the Supreme Court's role, separation of powers, and federalism. It's essential to grasp these concepts for interpreting and applying the Constitution in today's legal landscape. In wrapping up, it's essential to grasp the significance of constitutional law and judicial review in maintaining the integrity of our legal system. Let's keep delving into how these principles influence our society. Thank you for your focus. Any questions?